GK Kids.
The Magical Pencil. A long time ago, in a small village, there lived a boy named Mohan. He came from a very poor family, but his dreams were big. Despite their hard work, Mohan's family struggled to meet their basic needs. His mother was always busy with household chores, and his father worked long hours in the fields, yet the income they earned was very little. Mohan was deeply passionate about his studies, but he lacked books and necessary supplies. Even though his school teachers recognized his hard work and tried to help him, they were limited by the resources they had. Mohan's pencil had become so short that writing had become difficult, and he had only one old notebook where he wrote every day. In his village school, Mohan was the smartest student, but because he didn't have proper clothes or books, many of his classmates made fun of him. Some kids would laugh at his worn-out clothes and say, "Mohan, you don't have anything new. How will you continue your studies?" But Mohan never paid attention to these words. His only dream was to become a successful person one day and change his family's life. On his way home from school, he would pass through a forest. For Mohan, the forest was a peaceful place where he could sit and think about how to achieve his dreams. One day, while sitting under an old tree in the forest, he saw an old man. The man looked frail and exhausted. His clothes were old and torn, and he could barely stand. The old man said to Mohan, "Son, could you give me something to eat? I haven't eaten in days." Mohan looked in his bag, where his mother had packed 2 rotis, Indian flatbread, for him. These rotis were meant for his lunch, but Mohan had a big heart. Without thinking twice, he offered both rotis to the old man. The old man looked at Mohan with gratitude in his eyes. Smiling, he said, "Son, you helped me without worrying about your own hunger. In return, I want to give you a precious gift." He then took out a shining pencil from his bag. The pencil looked very special, unlike any ordinary pencil. The old man said, "This is not just an ordinary pencil, it's a magical pencil. Whatever you draw with it will become real. But remember, only use it for good purposes." Mohan couldn't believe that this pencil could really be magical, but he thanked the old man and returned home. On his way, he kept wondering if it could actually work. As soon as Mohan reached home, he decided to draw a roti on a piece of paper because he was really hungry. The moment he completed the drawing, the roti suddenly turned into a real, freshly made roti. Mohan's eyes sparkled with joy. He couldn't believe that the magical pencil was real. He immediately ate the roti to satisfy his hunger and began thinking about what else he could do with the pencil. The next day, Mohan went to school and drew a beautiful book using the pencil, and it turned into a real book. Now, he had new books. Then, he made new clothes for himself, replacing his old ones. His classmates were amazed when they saw him. They wondered how Mohan suddenly had such nice clothes and new books. However, Mohan didn't reveal the secret to anyone. Now that Mohan had the magical pencil, he thought that he shouldn't use it just for himself but for others as well. Mohan made new books and notebooks for his friends using the pencil. His friends were overjoyed and praised him. Gradually, Mohan started helping other children in the village too. For those who didn't have proper clothes to go to school, Mohan made new clothes for them. For those who lacked books, he created new ones. The villagers began to praise Mohan. They all knew that Mohan was always ready to help others, but now his help was extraordinary. The magic of Mohan's pencil had spread throughout the village, but he never used the pencil for any wrong purpose. While most villagers were happy with Mohan, some people were overcome with greed. One day, a rich man from the village named Hari came to Mohan. Hari was a greedy and selfish person. He said to Mohan, "Mohan, I'll give you a lot of money if you draw gold coins for me." Mohan knew that the pencil was meant only for good deeds, so he refused Hari's request. Angered, Hari tried to snatch the pencil from Mohan, but Mohan held on tightly and managed to drive Hari away. Mohan now realized that the pencil was very valuable, and if it fell into the wrong hands, it could be used for evil. He decided that he would only use the pencil for the well-being of others. Not long after, a severe drought hit the village. There was no food, and many villagers were on the verge of starvation. Mohan thought he could use the pencil to help the village. He drew clouds in the sky with the pencil, and as soon as he finished the drawing, thick clouds appeared, and it started to rain. The villagers were overjoyed. Their fields turned green again, and they had enough food to eat. The village headman called Mohan and said, "Mohan, you've saved our village. Without you, we would have starved. We are all very grateful for what you've done." A few days later, the same old man returned to Mohan. Seeing him, Mohan said, "Baba, your magical pencil has changed my life and the lives of my village. I am very grateful to you." The old man smiled and said, "You have used this pencil for great deeds. But now, its magic has come to an end." Mohan asked in surprise, "But Baba, what will I do now?" The old man replied, "Son, the real magic wasn't in the pencil. The true magic is in your heart. Your kindness and desire to help others is the greatest magic of all. Now, use that magic with your own hands and heart. You don't need a magical pencil anymore." Mohan understood the old man's words and returned the pencil. He realized that true power lies in kindness and goodness, not in any magical object. He continued to serve the people of his village, but now, instead of a pencil, he relied on the magic of his heart. Moral: this story teaches us that the real magic doesn't lie in objects, but in the kindness and generosity of our hearts. When we work for the welfare of others, that is the greatest and most powerful magic of all.